More on this, Andrew Leung joins us now live. Andrew is a China strategist based in Hong Kong. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us today. How likely is Huawei to succeed with its lawsuit and get the ban overturned, or is this mostly a symbolic way for the company to fight back?
Well, it's not only symbolic. I mean, there's a huge international press conference just finished in Shenzhen a couple of hours ago. The charge and the litigation is based on the fact that the complete ban of Huawei as a company violates the U.S. Constitution, which of course protects the separation of powers. Huawei's criticism is that the United States is acting both as judge, jury, and executioner, trumping up all these unfounded charges against Huawei, because at the end of the day, there is no concrete evidence of any backdoor embedded in these products. And by trumping up all these charges and targeting one single company without recourse to the courts, violates the United States Constitution of separation of powers. Now, don't forget the separation of powers is the pride of the U.S. Constitution. So this criticism is not to be taken lightly. Now, the Huawei's defense is also based on the fact that Huawei is not the only digital technology company that are facing increasing concerns about privacy. I mean, your channel just reported the case of Facebook and various other companies have similar problems. So Huawei has said that it's prepared to work with the international community and governments to improve the kind of security. But just to target the company without concrete evidence of any kind of backdoor and infringements smacks of it's a violation of justice, in fact, a direct contravention of the separation of powers under U.S. Constitution.
All right, so you say the U.S. doesn't have any concrete evidence against the tech giant. Should people, though, be worried about a possible security threat from Huawei, or are these accusations by the U.S. completely unfounded?
Well, of course, there are cases going on in the United States against certain perceived infringements, but to escalate that to a complete ban of Huawei, not only in the United States, but in countries which have got nothing to do with U.S. national security, appears to be an unwarranted escalation, which doesn't sit with the rule of law. Of course, that a lot of countries are concerned about security, including in Europe and other countries. But as I said, this applies to many other tech companies. But of course, this company, Huawei, has a background of a very close relationship with the Chinese government. So these concerns are legitimate. But on the other hand, the rule of law, particularly the constitution in various countries, have got to be abided by. And in fact, the courts have a role to play. But just sidelining the courts, sidelining the presentation of sufficient evidence, and just to lap up across the board ban, not only in the United States but around the world, seems that there's a case for Huawei to hit back using the U.S. Constitution.
Okay. All right. Andrew Leung, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your thoughts with us.